Alright mate, Slimy here and welcome to this weird little one-off video about Shovel Knight, or probably as I've titled it, the coolest Shovel Knight Easter egg that nobody talks about, or whatever clickbait title I've put it as. But yeah, it's about this boss here, Gigacardia. Now she's actually kind of a huge reference. Most of you are going to look at this and think, oh, she's a reference to Culex from Super Mario RPG, which is correct. But it goes deeper than that. We know that Culex is a reference to the Final Fantasy series, as Mario RPG was developed by Square. And things like the crystals, which you can also see in this fight, were a big part of like Culex's boss fight. But Gigacardia herself is also filled with a lot of Final Fantasy references. First of all, you've got the music that actually plays during the card fight, which is called Infinity Prelude. And as Final Fantasy fans will know, Prelude is kind of the reoccurring leitmotif of musical theme that plays on the title screens of the games. So that's kind of neat in itself. But then there's even the card game is actually one big nod to Triple Triad from Final Fantasy VIII. Now for the boss fight itself, the actual background is very blatantly inspired, and I'm going to spoil Final Fantasy IV here, so if you are like watching my series that I've got going on my channel, you might want to like skip ahead and might put a timestamp on screen. But it is actually a reference to the final boss fight versus Zeramus, which has a similar kind of like scrolling space background. Even Gigacardia's sprite itself looks very reminiscent of the kind of sprites that you find in old SNES Final Fantasy games. And back onto the crystal thing that I mentioned earlier, the crystals come in the four basic colours, which are blue, yellow, green and red, which are also the same colours as Final Fantasy I's Water Crystal, Earth Crystal, Wind Crystal and Fire Crystal. One final reference, which is kind of a fun one, but unlike most of the boss fights in this game where when you beat them they'll just kind of like slump over and then the game will just like congratulate you in that, in this boss fight, when you actually beat Gigacardia, she actually crumbles and fades, which is the same thing that old Final Fantasy bosses would do when you beat them. So, real cool reference on Yacht Club's behalf there. So if you like this kind of weird one-off video, don't forget to comment, rate, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!